All right, people. Yeah, excuse the mess. First off, I really gotta clean this damn freaking workbench. And another thing, if you guys, for you guys that normally watch my videos for, you know, the car stuff, the junkyard swap meets and whatnot, yeah, this isn't for you. This is for the guys that that are looking to get their AC stuff rebuilt, and they or search on YouTube and they stumble across my videos. So yeah, that's for you guys out there. So anyways, we got a 69 Bonneville factory AC box here. This guy sent it in from California. Forgot exactly where in California is, but yeah, he I guess he's restoring his car, and he wanted to get the AC box done first, and then he's going to send me the heater box afterwards. So I just wanted to get a quick video of it to show what it looks like before I touch it. You know, just the way he sent it to me. I had to replace this. These here, man, you can't buy these new. This particular style. These are like specific to the Pontiacs. You know, I'm not even sure why on these. Got this rubber deal here, like I guess for vibration or whatnot. But anyways, on the blower motor, I've never seen it on any other GM stuff, but the Pontiacs. But yeah, just a quick look at how it looks. There's the resistor, POA valve, expansion valve. I don't think he's going to be reusing that heater valve. We'll flip this thing around real quick. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering about that Four Locos back there and that, what is that? Montejo? Not even Modelo. What the hell is that? Montejo crap. Yeah, I'm not a drinker, man. It's been years since I've had those things there. My buddy of mine, good friend of mine, came from Florida, and we went out, me and my brother and him, and that stuff was left over from them, and I don't know how it ended up. I think it ended up in my truck and took it out of my truck. Anyways, I've been sitting there forever now. Anyways, but yeah, the evaporator, you can see, man, this is actually not, yeah, this one's not that bad. But typically you'll get a lot of, let me see if I can I turn that light on in here? Yeah. See, you see the debris there, all the leaves and stuff. Now, I've sometimes found that where it gets packed. I mean, this is all caked on this side. This one isn't too bad. But let me turn that light back off. Anyways, yeah. A lot of times guys will be like, oh, it looks clean. They'll take this part off here because this is a two-part housing. They'll take this side of the housing off, and oh, it looks clean, you know, not bad. But they got to look back on this side because the air flows from here that way and comes out this way. So, anyways, there's the squirrel cage. Yeah, I got to clean all this up, but yeah, you get an idea what it looks like. So I'll cut you back on when I take it all apart and we got it all in pieces. Yeah, I gotta test this evaporator, POA valve, and the expansion valve to give the guy a quote as far as how much it's gonna be. Alright, man. Alright, here really quick. I've already taken it off. I've been taking it all apart. Aside from taking these brackets off, this here, they're riveted on. It will come off though. I always take that off. And this bracket back here, that's also riveted on. That will be taken off as well. So you can see where that plate that holds the bracket in the front. That's all going to get cleaned up. Put that down there. There's the evaporator. See what I mean about that stuff? Started like that's nothing compared to where I've seen them where it's just caked on the whole side right here. There's your POA valve, expansion valve, and then just your various little parts, your little hardware, screws and whatnot. Blower motor, squirrel cage. I don't know if that thing's actually a little it's bent or whatnot, but yeah, that's pretty much the deal with this here. And I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna test these things out, and when you see it the next time I'll cut you back on when everything's already ready to be bolted back on. So, hold on. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, it's all pretty much ready to be put back together. First things first, let me talk about the housing. Two case halves were restored, but you may notice there's a difference in the look, shading. I've encountered this before. This isn't new. I've seen it before. It's not often, but I have seen it to where there'll be this style right here usually, and then it'll have this style here of fiberglass. I'm thinking maybe something in the factory, you know. That's my guess. It doesn't look like it was ever apart, so that's what I'm thinking. Maybe they got a different batch and they just put it in there. I mean, you know, in those days they didn't care, man. I mean, not that they didn't care, but it wasn't, I think, a big deal. You know, if you had a slight different shade in in housings, you know. So, whereas now people are paying money to have all this stuff restored. Maybe they might, you know. But then again, if it was original to the car, then hey, that's the way it went. I tried to see if I had one that would match this, but no, I didn't, you know, unfortunately. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, the evaporator was good. Yes, I like that. That way I didn't have to make a new evaporator. I don't like doing that so much. It's tedious, time consuming and whatnot, but yeah. So it was cleaned, flushed, pressure tested, and then the tubes and the fittings were polished. Expansion, the POA valve was a problem. It was stuck, so it had to be cut open and rebuilt. So, you know, it was, and then it was replated. I think he wants 134A, so I'll have to adjust it. I think that's what he wanted. I'll have to double check. Expansion valve, you know, also rebuilt and replated. I always use a new blower motor, you know. Unless, you know, the customer say, hey, I want the original blower motor, but I would just swap it out with a new one. And then there's the squirrel cage to it. Here's the resistor. I still got to clear this, but it has been tested and it has been replated. So just need to clear the fiberglass here that goes right there. As far as other hardware, this plate right here, this is the plate that goes right back here. So that goes on with rivets, so I'll be putting that on then. And this plate here just matches this right here, like so, and that goes, I believe, right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, where those three holes are. So, and this was all, everything else was replated. And this is the clamp that holds the tube here of the evaporator, and it's going to hold it right here, if I'm not mistaken, on this one. I think I'll have to go back and look. I rarely do these, but there's this. You know, once you've done one, you've done them all. You just got to go back and when you're putting them back together, it's pretty straightforward. So this is the expansion valve clamp goes right there. So, oh, actually, yeah, it'll be, yeah, it's gonna be like so. Yeah, okay, yeah, it'll be like that. So that clamp will go there, and that clamp will go there. Okay, yeah, see, pretty simple. All right, so there's not much else to it, obviously. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put it all back together, and then you'll see it when it's all done. All right, and just like that, it's finished. No, not quite just like that, but yeah, man, she's all done, ready to go. Gotta let the guy know that you know, we'll be ready to box her up this weekend, and you know, have her ready to ship out on Monday. But yeah, as you can see, let me set this down here. So I was putting new rivets on them. I took one of the parts that normally would have had rivets on it. When I take them off, I add new ones on there. New screws also go on it. This rubber grommet here, I don't think these are reproduced. So his was really nothing wrong with it. It's a little faded, but it's still in good shape. The same with the vent tube. These vent tubes are not reproduced to my knowledge. So, you know, his was in good shape, so I put it back on, you know. Yeah, like I said, I replaced his blower motor. Even though here's these Pontiac blower motors, they're specific to the Pontiacs. They're kind of like a so it's kind of weird. They're kind of like for vibration or something like that. They're not rigid like these, like all the other ones are. It's the only the Pontiacs are like that. But yeah, so I put a new one on there. She's made in Canada. Yeah, it's new cork tape there with the sensing bulb with the expansion valve, and gum cord the seal the case has, and the blower motor. I always put the red dot if it has it, if it would have had it originally. Let's set this thing around this way here. Kind of hard with one hand. There we go. So that's when I shoot the compressed air, kind of catches the sticker there. She ain't gonna go anywhere. She won't go anywhere. But yeah, it's back in. There's the plate back here, squirrel cage, all cleaned up. There was an issue here. It was like a crack there, so I kind of repaired that and reinforced it. Outside of that, let me see. You can turn that light on this side up in there. You can see up on the inside here how she looks. Turn that back off. The resistor. Now, the only other issue here, let me turn this thing back around one more time here. The only other issue, matter of fact, let me set it like this here. There, he has a clamp. Where is his clamp? I have a clamp somewhere here. It's the black clamp that goes right there over the POA valve. Let me set that down. I've got a couple of them, but it looks like this here. Like that, it's a little thick there. It should be more like this one here. Yeah. So it's gonna go right here, like so. If I can grab this thing here, something like that. The only problem is there's supposed to be a bracket that bolts from here to here, and he didn't send it for some reason. I don't know if he took it off, and I thought the ones I had were the correct ones. See, I have a couple of these, so I thought I'd put it on there and just to complete it. But no, it doesn't. This is, I think it's for a Grand Prix is what I think this is for. It would go right here like so, you see, but it will require the POA to sit back further, and the one that's correct for this car bolt, it's a lot narrower. It's shorter anyways, so I can't use this one. I'm just gonna let him know. He's probably got it laying around somewhere over there at his place. But there it is, man. She is done, ready to go. And like I said, if anybody's out there looking for restoration work for their classic car, I do, 60s, 70s. I do some 50s. I've done 50s before. Underdashes also. So GM. I do some Ford. Rarely do I do Mopars, though. I have, but I don't have any spare parts for Mopars, so I don't have cores or anything like that. That's why it's Mopars is just very expensive, man. Anybody who sells their stuff, anyone trying to buy cores and spare parts, I mean, they know what they got, so you know what I mean. You never can find that stuff cheap. So anyways, like I said, if anybody's looking for any type of restoration work, you want to let me, you can just hit me down in the comments. Find me Facebook, look up Classic Ride Society, Factory Auto Air, and we can go from there, man. All right.